everyone, and welcome to Theatre by the Bay's third 24-hour playwriting contest reading. Thank you all so much for joining us at home and here in our audience. The 24-hour playwriting contest is such a unique and fun challenge, and we were so delighted by the response from people to have it back this year. This event wouldn't have been possible without support from Culture Days, which is a wonderful provincial event, and so thank you to the City of Barrie for letting us be part of that. Additionally, we want to thank the Ontario Trillium Foundation for all of its support over the last few years for our educational programming. Now, I'd like to turn things over to Theatre by the Bay's Education and Creation Coordinator, Leah Holder, who will be talking a little bit more about the contest. Thank you, Leah.
Hi everyone, yes, my name is Leah Holder and I'm the Education and Creation Coordinator with Theatre by the Bay. And I am so excited to be back this year for our 24-hour playwriting contest winner reading, which is in person. So the past 2 years, due to the pandemic, these have been online readings. And I'm delighted that we can kind of have a hybrid model this year where I've got our performers behind me, an audience, at home on their computer, as well as an audience here in person. So that's just delightful to me. First off, I want to congratulate everyone who participated in the contest and submitted a script to us. It is no small feat to write a play. So please pat yourselves on the back for spending some time on your art and your craft and taking that time to write. Contests like this can be such a great motivator. Writing can be so solitary. You're at home by yourself, typing away. And so contests like this can be the motivation, the inspiration that writers need to get something started. So well done to all of you. I want to tell you a little bit about the contest itself and how it works. So a 24-hour playwriting contest can work in a few different ways. Sometimes people will trap all their writers in one room and have them write overnight. We chose to go the other route. So for our contest, we reveal 3 secret requirements at the beginning of the 24-hour period. And that is what ensures that these plays are being written over that 24-hour period, and that it's not, a script that's being pulled from someone's hard drive. So each script needs to contain these 3 secret requirements, and that's part of the way in which the script is juried or judged, both on how those 3 secret requirements are embedded, how they are used, are they essential to how this play is created or made, or are they kind of just sitting on the surface of this story and, it could have been about anything and they, kind of topped these, through these secret requirements on the top, or are they essential to the story and its meaning? And then, of course, the plays are being juried or judged on the same kind of criteria by which we judge any story. Is the theme and the story unique and interesting? Are we compelled to keep on reading or watching? Are the characters compelling and interesting? And what is the writer saying with their piece? And is that something that we want to celebrate? So the 3 secret requirements this year were 3 pieces of a story that kind of offer maybe a prop or a thing, a place or a landscape, as well as a thematic part of the story. So this year's 3 secret requirements were a secluded forest, a medal trophy, and a moment of beginning. And writers really went wild with how they included those in the script, which is so interesting for us to read. As part of this contest, we also had 3 fantastic jury members who made their decisions about the winner and the runner-up. We had Carrie Nicholson, who is the general manager and artistic director of Theatre on the Ridge in Port Perry. We had Rashawn Ellis, who is a wonderful Barrie actor and graduate of George Brown Theatre School. We had Lynn Weintraub, who is an actor and an educator and a director, and was recently in Theatre by the Bay's A Scandal for All Seasons. I'm going to turn things over to the wonderful folks behind me to introduce themselves as our readers for today, and then I will pop back up here to launch us into what we all came here for, to listen to these new plays. So if our actors could introduce themselves just one by one and just tell us, your name and, I don't know, a fun fact about yourself.
Sure. Hi, I'm Janet. Jen McMordie. Fun fact about me, I am also a medical doctor as well as an actor.
Hi, my name is Aidan Gouveia, and fun fact about me, I just closed Mary of Shanty Bay with Leah.
And my name is Sabrina Merks. I use they, them pronouns. And a fun fact about me is I can whistle and hum at the same time. Super special.
Thank you to our actors. And you'll hear more from them in a moment. Well, you'll hear their voices in a moment. So we have two scripts that we're reading today. We have our first runner-up and our winning script. I will let you know a little bit about both of the scripts before we head into the reading itself. Please be aware that there are some adult language usage in these scripts, so these scripts may not be suitable for all audiences. Our runner-up this year was A Moment of Beginning by Kristian Diesen. And the jury really loved this script for a variety of reasons, including that he delivered on the criteria. There is no way that you can listen to this script and not know that it was written over this 24-hour period using these 3 secret requirements. He really used those as the springboard for the whole story. It is a good time. It is funny. It is completely stageable and ready to go. So we're very excited by this script. And then we also have our winning script this year, which is The Prom Queen of Junktopia by Haney. And the judges really love this script for its snappy dialogue, its clear and worthwhile message, its strong characterization and atmosphere, as well as having the ability to explore larger ideas, even though this play was written in the 24-hour period. So for those wonderful attributes to this script, the judges chose that as our winner. You'll hear from me again at the end. We're going to tell you some about our educational programming that as we continue into the rest of the fall. But I think we are ready to turn it over to our readings themselves. So first up, A Moment of Beginning by Kristian Diesen, the runner-up of this year's 24-hour playwriting contest. The stage at its performance, an empty stage, except a ghost light placed center. A man enters backwards, sweeping the floor with a broom and humming to himself. A girl enters from the opposite side.
I'm here.
You're early.
I'm right on time.
Actually, you're a couple minutes late.
Do you know anything yet?
Nothing.
What about the cast?
Well, so far it's me and you.
Now, is the broom part of it?
I told you I don't know anything.
Well, then why are you sweeping the floor?
I just thought I'd get everything ready so we don't waste any time cleaning or setting things up once it gets started.
Well, time is being wasted as we speak.
It's out of my control.
The man continues to sweep the floor.
It's probably the broom.
If it's the broom, who would use it? A stagehand?
Could be. Or a janitor. Or maybe a witch.
Maybe a witch. Do you have a pointy hat?
Of course.
The girl runs off stage.
Where do witches live?
What?
I said, where do witches live?
The girl re-enters with a pointy hat on her head.
Where do they live? I don't know. Are you asking rhetorically or genuinely?
I'm just acting on a hunch here.
Well, I guess they live in a forest.
That would have been my guess as well.
Do you want to add a forest then?
What do you think?
You're basing it on a hunch. What if it's supposed to be a big city? I mean, what if the broom has nothing to do with it?
Most likely, location is not even important. Let's start with the woods. If it needs to be the city, we'll make it about the journey, right?
What if it's not the city and not the forest, but something else entirely?
Like what?
I don't know, like a subdivision. You know, in the suburbs.
I'm almost sure it's not the suburbs.
Why?
Just trust me. Listen, let's just do the forest. If location is important and forest is the wrong location, then we'll deal with it. But we have to start somewhere and get things going, or we'll be stuck on this empty stage doing nothing for the next 24 hours.
Fine.
The man holds out his hands as to illustrate a headline.
Okay, 7, a forest. Enchanted?
Just forest for now. I mean, enchanted forest is going to be trickier to backtrack if we, need to backtrack.
Okay, just forest then.
Okay, wait. Am I the witch?
Are you wearing a pointy hat?
Well, yeah.
There's your answer.
Give me the broom then.
The man gives the girl the broom. She straddles it.
Forest, please!
A forest appears. The trees are aluminum colored.
What's this?
The girl hits a tree with her broom handle and makes a clunky sound.
Weird.
The man touches a tree.
An aluminum tree?
Are you sure?
Or some kind of metal anyway.
Metal forest. I mean, I say we're onto something here. If we have a metal forest, I'd say location is one requirement.
I suppose.
Either that or someone fucked up.
Well, that wouldn't be completely uncharacteristic.
Okay, so I'm a witch in a metal forest. What are you gonna do?
Well, if you were the witch, then you must be the antagonist. So I guess that makes me the protagonist.
Oh, isn't that convenient?
Well, I should be on a quest to save someone, or find something, or fight somebody. I'll be fighting you, obviously, but for what?
How about this? I transformed the forest into a metal forest. Symbolically, it's very obvious. You are here to protect the environment. We fight. You kill me. You save the trees, get the girl. Yeah, the end. Why make it more difficult than it has to be, right?
Get the girl?
Or whatever.
Well, I mean, if it serves the narrative, I suppose I wouldn't mind.
You must fight me to get to her, though.
Do you have, like, superpowers?
Yeah, it's called witchcraft. And I turned this green lush forest into metal, so yeah, I have some tricks up my sleeve.
Could I see the girl first?
You want to see the girl before you decide if she's worth fighting evil and saving the environment to get?
If it's not too much trouble.
Some protagonist? Can we have another girl, please?
A nun appears dressed in a traditional nun's habit.
This is a joke, right?
Or a sequel to The Sound of Music.
Fight the environment for a nun? Do I look like a saint?
A secluded person, i.e. a nun, transforms into trophy wife. Don't you see? This is a requirement. It must be.
Maria von Trapp is a requirement?
Secluded trophy. Oh man, it's all coming together now. 1, a metal forest. 2, a secluded trophy. 3, we don't have it yet, but I'm telling you, we are nailing this.
I don't know. I have a feeling something is amiss.
Hey, lady, are you a novitiate or a sister or like a full-blown nun?
I was just told to put on this thing. I don't have a background story or motive or anything.
Okay, just sit tight for now and don't take any more vows of celibacy before we get things figured out.
What's the deal with the metal forest anyways?
Yeah, we're not sure yet. We're just trying to figure everything out. We think maybe I put a spell on it or something.
It looks fucked up.
I agree, but mind your language till we know for sure what your role is here, okay?
Does it not feel contrived to you?
Yeah, but remember, we still don't have the third requirement. Once we figure it out, we should be able to, rein this in.
I have to agree with the nun, though. It looks a little fucked up.
Oh, I'm glad you agree because she and you will be living happily ever after as soon as we find a way to navigate this setup. I don't think she's a nun, she's a novitiate.
I don't even know the difference.
Oh, trust me, if you're gonna end up with this girl, then that difference will make all the difference.
Maybe we should get started soon?
I wish we had the third requirement. I feel like that would be like an overarching thematic requirement. I mean, sure, the guy saves the planet and gets the girl, but what are we really trying to say?
That works for me.
Can I say something?
What?
You're supposed to be a witch who lives in the woods, right?
Well, I do have a broom and pointy hat.
But does it have to be that the witch is the antagonist? Like, what's her motive for turning the trees into a forest of steel?
Steel? I thought this was aluminum.
Well, whatever it is, it's not bark, it's not sticks and branches, it's not leaves, it's not chlorophyllus, or it's not organic. Above all, it's not advantageous for a witch to turn her home into an inhabitable environment. I'm just questioning her motive is all.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you saying that he should be the antagonist then?
What? I'm the hero of this story.
No, wait a moment. Maybe we're jumping to conclusions a little too hastily here.
So you're gonna get the girl?
What if you are a steel magnate and you invented a way to turn all the trees in the forest into steel? And I'm a witch, perhaps to you, but as the protagonist to an audience, the thorn in the side to the unhinged exploiting capitalists, unconcerned with the impact it has on this planet and everyone who calls it home.
So is it steel or is it aluminum?
It doesn't
Tell that to the stock exchange.
Someone's embracing this new character.
Okay, wait a minute, how does this change my role?
How about this? The nun teams up with the witch against the steel magnate.
Or the steel magnet promised to build a steel cathedral in return from the blessing and protection by the Catholic Church.
But how does that play with the secluded trophy requirement? Nothing here makes sense anymore.
She's right. Something feels wrong here.
No, we're too far into it now. 1, the forest is made from aluminum.
I think we decided on steel.
Whatever. 2, like it or hate it, We have a nun here.
I thought you said novitiate. I can't do a good character study if you keep flip-flopping on this.
Well, at least I'm trying to come up with something here.
There's a blackout. In the dark, a loud female scream. Still in the dark.
What happened?
Nun?
Who's there?
I'm here. Do you see the nun?
Do you mean the novitiate?
Of course I mean the novitiate. Can we please focus on what's important here?
You're the one who said that made all the difference.
It made a difference then. I fear something's happened to her.
Because of the scream?
Obviously because of the scream. Nun!
The light comes back on. The metal forest has been replaced with a lush green forest.
Oh, would you look at that? Is this part of a plot? Did the witch break the spell on the forest?
I don't think so. And the nun is gone. I think something went horribly wrong.
But this forest makes a lot more sense, though. It looks so peaceful and so removed from the hustle and bustle of the modern world. I don't know.
Secluded.
Oh yeah, that's it, secluded.
Do you remember how I said earlier that it looked like someone fucked up?
Well, if someone fucked up, it was your witch character. Certainly not the steel magnate. If anything, this is one point to capitalism over the environment. The major polluters were right all along. Nature always bounces back.
Oh, I think this fuck up happened on a higher level.
Now you're giving me the chills. Do you think the woods turning lush and green was some kind of divine intervention?
Maybe not quite that high. I think it was never supposed to be a metal forest. I think this Maria von Trapp character was never supposed to be a secluded trophy wife.
We interpreted it all wrong?
Not we. We only did the best we could with what we had.
But you are still a witch.
I don't know. But if this is a secluded forest, then Maria von Trapp was supposed to be
A metal nun?
perhaps, or a metal trophy.
Oh, for crying out loud, do we have to start all over? Or can we use what we already have?
I mean, I suppose we can keep the old stuff, but this is a moment of reckoning. Not for the witch, and not for the steel magnate even, and certainly not for that poor nun, or novitiate, or whatever she
The nun enters, but now as a young maiden, sipping wine from a metal chalice.
Nun?
Who, me?
I'm so happy to see you're still alive.
Still alive? What are you talking about?
Don't you remember? You were a nun, then the lights went out.
Right. Someone's lights are out, that's for sure. What are you anyway, some kind of witch?
I'm not so sure, to be honest. What do you think?
I think we should still go with a man gets girl kind of scenario. People like a happy ending.
I think you'd like a happy
The maiden finishes her drink.
Hey guys, do you have any wine around here?
That chalice you're drinking from, is that some kind of metal?
Yeah, it's either steel or aluminum, I'm not sure.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I doubt it.
Well, I was thinking that the steel chalice,
As I said, it could be aluminum.
the metal chalice, is the trophy in our story.
Yeah, that's not what I was thinking at all.
So could anyone here pour me some wine into this metal trophy while you're figuring this all out?
I don't think we should dismiss the idea of a trophy wife just yet.
But where does the metal part fit into that? The steel lady, the aluminum wench, the
Iron Maiden.
thing?
Hey people, I don't want to be a nag, but would it be possible to get the young maiden a goddamn refill?
Okay. Quick recap. 1, a secluded forest with a witch. 2, a maiden who either is the keeper of a metal trophy.
An empty metal trophy. How can a girl possibly get a drink around here?
Or is it herself a trophy? I'll bet a nagging drunkard is a smart excuse. Then there's you. What are we gonna make you?
How about a fucking bartender?
Will you shut your fucking mouth, you sloppy good-for-nothing boozer magpie?
I was just asking for a drink. Someone's having her time of the month.
What did you say?
Ladies, please, let's all just take a deep breath. Obviously, we got off to a bad start here. We're all confused about where this is going, and we're dealing with stress in different ways.
At least I'm trying to do something about it, not just get drunk.
Well, maybe you should try it. It'd make you a nicer person.
Fuck you.
You really are a witch.
So, Anyway, it's important that we acknowledge that we are not to blame for any of this. We played the cards we were dealt with in the best way we could.
If this is leading up to some kind of group hug, you can count me out.
Me too.
Well, I mean, it'd be nice, but we don't have to do that.
You know what? Let's just start from scratch. Forget the groom and forget the witch. There's been no narrative, no story, and no development. If we start from scratch, we will have lost exactly nothing.
Nothing except time.
I've lost my buzz.
You know, there are moments in life. Moments to fight, moments to quit.
And this is a moment to quit? I mean, things went a little haywire, but to just give up?
A moment of quitting should always be replaced by a moment of beginning.
Please don't freak out at me. But do you think we could have a toast to this moment of beginning?
Yes, I think we should have a toast to this moment. We tried, we failed, we quit, and we try again. I think it calls for a drink.
The man pours drinks to all three, and he holds his glass high.
Moments of beginning.
Cheers!
Skull.
They clink their glasses together.
Listen to this. Once upon a time, there was a secluded little forest where lived an old witch.
Scratch the witch.
Where lived a young maiden.
Scratch the maiden.
Where lived a handsome man.
Scratch that. The end. Thank you all so much. So as I said, that was our runner-up of this year's contest, Kristian Diesen's A Moment of Beginning. And now we are going to turn ourselves over to this year's winner, the Prom Queen of Junktopia, written by Gordon Haney. Gord is teaching out of town right now, and he's joining us online. So a special congratulations to Gord for winning this year's contest. And here we have it, the Prom Queen of Junktopia.
Two men sitting at a table with bowls of cereal in front of them. One, Phil, is polishing a gold crown.
You won't believe what I had to go through at the store today. Let me tell you something. After that experience I just had, I don't think I'll ever be going back to that place again. No sirree, not this man.
Why? What happened at the store?
Well, generally the store staff are very friendly, always quick to offer a hand if you need something. My experiences in that store, historically speaking, have, on the whole, been, if I may say so, positive. On a usual trip, I go in looking for the cereal aisle. Be so kind as to point me out to in the direction of the Raisin Bran, I say. I like Raisin Bran, as it helps me with my digestion. In fact, without my usual serving of Raisin Bran in the morning, I find I have trouble feeling like myself. So then one of the clerks will say, "Certainly, sir. Are you looking for our premier or regular variety?" Regular, please. Normal or jumbo sized? Jumbo sized, of course. And can I help you with find anything else? No, just the Raisin Bran will do for now. But today, my interaction went something like this. Walking to the front desk, I found a clerk there, but he seemed new. And when I asked him to point me in the direction of the Raisin Bran, he replied, "I'm dreadfully sorry, sir, but we're all out of Raisin Bran. You see, we get customers like you every day in their dozens and their hundreds, all looking for Raisin Bran, and that's why we're out. Come back tomorrow and we should have more." "You're all out of Raisin Bran?" "I'm afraid so, sir." "Well, that's terrible news. Do you have any almond crunch?" "Yes, sir, I do have some almond crunch." "Excellent. Be so kind as to point me in the direction of that then, please." The shelves were half empty, the clerk looked like a simpleton, and I'm pretty sure the cashier stiffed me for $5. Never going back to that place again, not after that kind of service. What do you have there?
It's a crown.
I can see that. What are you doing with a crown?
Nothing.
Nothing?
That's what I said, isn't it?
But it doesn't look like nothing. It definitely looks like something to me. What are you doing with that thing, really?
None of your stinking business.
Well, I'll be the judge of that, thank you kindly. Hand it here. Let old Joe have a look at it.
No.
Come on, son, pass it over.
Go to hell.
You don't need to be like that. Just want to have a look at it.
Back off, I said. I'm warning you.
Fine. Fine.
Sitting back down, flummoxed.
What's gone into you today? Not usually so crabby.
I'm not hungry.
If that's so, bet you'll be hungry later.
Maybe.
Well, you'll be starving later, and by then you'll be all skin and... So better eat up now while the food's out.
In a bit. After I'm done.
Suit yourself.
Joe eats.
Hand me the paper, would you?
It's over on the chair.
What chair?
On the rocking chair. By the door.
Joe looks at Phil, frowns, then gets up and takes the paper.
No idea what's gotten into him today. No idea at all. Completely different person.
Joe sits back down at the table, begins reading to himself, slurps his cereal again and again and again.
Do you mind?
What?
You're slurping.
What's your point?
It's not soup.
Joe throws a spoon into the bowl.
It isn't.
Not soup, he says.
Well, it isn't.
Not soup?
No.
Who says? Who says this isn't soup?
Me.
You.
Of course. Who else?
Changed.
No, I haven't.
Changed, and I can't say for the better.
You're being ridiculous.
I hardly recognize you. Yesterday, you were a young man. A young, ambitious man looking for a job, and well, today you're this.
What's that supposed to mean?
You tell me. How did you get it?
What?
The crown?
I found it.
Where?
In a heap out back.
Is it real?
I think so.
Let me see it for a minute.
Phil pulls back.
A completely different person, I'm telling you. I won't take it from you. You can trust me. You can trust me. Don't you trust me? Put it on the table so we can both look at it.
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
Because I found it. It's mine.
Yours.
That's what I said, isn't it? Don't even look at it.
Pardon?
Don't even look at it, I said. Look over there.
Come on now, son.
Don't.
You can't expect me to... That's not reasonable.
Phil rises.
Fine. Fine, have it your way then.
Joe turns away. Phil sits, continues polishing.
It's not every day you find a crown in a landfill, is it? A bit of a remarkable occurrence, if I do say so myself. What do you think the chances of that are? 1 in 1,000? 10,000? 1 in 1,000,000? How much do you think it's worth, eh? Probably fetch a pretty penny for it.
Phil works. Joe shifts uncomfortably in his seat, trying not to look at it, but he finds he cannot help himself. He sneaks a peek at it. Phil notices, glares at him. Joe looks away hurriedly. They repeat this about 2 or 3 more times.
God damn it!
You keep looking!
I know! I'm sorry, son.
You keep looking at my crown.
I know.
Even though I asked nicely and all.
And that was my bad. But it's not every day you find a crown in a landfill, is it?
No, it isn't.
Are you going to eat?
I'm fine.
Are you getting hungry?
I said I'm fine.
God damn it. You done yet?
Just about. There.
Holds the crown, freshly polished, up to the light.
Good as new.
Oh yeah. I can see the whites of my eyes in that thing. Good job, kid. What are you gonna do with it?
Excuse me?
What are your plans? You know, with the find. You plan on selling it or trading it or what?
I guess I hadn't really thought about it.
Because I know some people, you know, some guys at the local pawn shop that if we talk to them, they'd be willing to offer us, pretty good deal. I mean, very good deal for it.
Really?
Yeah, really, without a doubt.
Huh.
Of course, we could split the money 2 ways. As the broker, I'd have to insist on that.
Sure.
I'd have to insist on that point.
Understandable.
So?
I've decided.
Joe raps the table with his knuckle.
I know what I'll do with it.
Joe claps his hands.
With this crown, I'll
Good stuff, son. You made the right decision. You won't be disappointed.
rule over sovereign realms.
Pardon me?
Take my rightful place as ruler over the land.
No.
Yes.
Hold on a minute now.
No, I'm sure of it. That's what I'm supposed to do.
God damn it, kid.
I'll hold court, elect advisors, marry a queen, sire heirs.
You don't know what you're getting into, I'm telling you.
I'll bring prosperity to every corner of the realm. North, south, west, east, all will know the name of King Phil.
You're way in over your head. Way over your head.
My kingdom will know peace for 1,000 years. Hunger will be a thing of the past. Marching bands will follow me everywhere. Orchards will overflow with dates, cherries, and pomegranates. Wherever I go, crowds will be there to meet me, singing my praises. They'll throw streamers from the rooftops. People will make love in the streets, and the houses will be made of marble and gold.
Keep dreaming.
You said it yourself, right? It was a 1 in a million chance of me finding this crown out there.
So what? It's all the figure of speech.
Well, maybe. Or maybe.
What?
Maybe I was supposed to find it.
Come again?
Maybe it was, fate that brought it to me.
Fate.
Yes.
Fate, huh?
Phil attempts to put on the crown.
Don't even think about it.
I'm putting it on.
Not while you're sitting there, you're not.
Why?
Because I said so. You think I want some marching band running in here screwing everything up? Keep it off.
Phil tries putting it on again.
I said no, goddammit.
But it's fate. It's destiny.
Like hell it is. If I have to tell you one more time, Lord help me.
Please.
What does the sign say?
Phil looks. There's a sign above the door.
Joe's Junktopia.
Correct. Meaning the only sovereign of this realm is me. You're not putting that thing on. Not at this table and not under this roof. Understand? Now give it over here.
Phil pulls back.
Oh, with this again?
Go away.
We're in my house, goddammit. I'm not going anywhere.
You don't get it. You can't get it. Your imagination is too limited.
Don't get short with me.
Slap the table.
Give me the crown.
No.
Give me the crown right now or I'll dock your pay.
You can't do that. It's illegal.
Watch me. Now hand it over.
Reluctantly, Phil hands over the crown. Joe does his best to hide his excitement.
Heavy. Not bad. Should fetch a good price with the guys.
He takes out some reading glasses, places them on his nose gingerly, goes over it.
Interesting. Very interesting. You don't see them made like this anymore. Who do you think it belonged to anyway?
Phil shrugs.
Someone important, I'm sure, judging by the weight. That's how you can tell good metal from scrap, It's got a little weight to it. Wait, there's some writing here on the inside. It's a little worn, but still legible. Now let me read it. Awarded. That's how it starts. Awarded to the winner. Well, a little weathering there, but nothing too terrible. Awarded to the winner of St. Mary High School's annual prom queen competition. Then, I think there's a name. Oh, but it's hard to read.
Joe puts down the crown, places his reading glasses back in his pocket, folds his hands, smiles.
So, what do you think of all that? Are you listening to me, son? Did you hear what I just said? It's a fake. The crown isn't real. It's called a dud in the potting business. Doesn't belong to any royalty. Fate didn't hand it to you. Someone threw it away because they saw it for what it was. Trash. King, you're just the prom queen of junk. Sort of funny, isn't it? And here you were getting all worked up over nothing. Oh, don't feel down, son. No hard feelings. But you see, that's why you have to be careful, right? Over things like that because it gets into your head, right? The power. Power causes your head to swell right up like a melon. And then it turns you into a fool. Downright fool.
Phil reaches over and takes back the crown. Joe laughs.
We might be able to fetch a couple dollars for it. Buy some beer with it, maybe. If you're hoping for anything more than that, though, I hate to burst your bubble, kid. What are you doing there?
Reading.
I already told you what it said.
Uh-huh.
Why don't you have some cereal? We can put all this behind us.
I don't know. I can't really make this out.
What?
The writing, I mean. It's sort of, I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Maybe your eyesight's going. That's probably it.
it's possible.
Why don't you eat something? You must be starving. You'll feel better, I promise. Don't you trust me, kid?
Phil looks at Joe, lifts the crown, and is about to put it on when it cuts to black. The end.
Thank you all so much for joining us on our live stream as well as in person. A round of applause for our readers today. Please stand up and take your bow. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be doing my due diligence if I didn't also tell you about our wonderful educational programs we have at Theatre by the Bay. So our mandate really promotes local work by local writers, and what that means is that we focus a lot of our educational energy on new play development, like what you've seen today, the 24-hour playwriting contest. We also have a monthly play reading night, the first Monday of every month, the Barrie Theatre Lab, which is usually hosted by the Barrie Public Library. However, this month's Barrie Theatre Lab is actually happening this Monday, October 17th from 6 till 9 in the Angus Ross Room at the Barrie Public Library on Worsley Street. So I invite you all to join us there. And if you are a writer yourselves and have that script sitting in your hard drive, please send it on to us. I'd love to read everything and we'll get it read out loud. Reading plays out loud, like you've seen today, is really part of that development process. Writers need to hear it out loud, to have other voices say it, to have that development on the script. So please send things along if you're interested in having something in the Barrie Theatre Lab. You can send it to barrieplaywrights@gmail.com, or I can be reached at create@theatrebythebay.com as well. We also have some professional workshop series that are going to happen later on in the fall as well. And we also run Spark sessions. So keep attuned to our social media to hear about the rest of our educational programming that we have throughout the fall and continuing on after that. And as always, my email inbox is always open, so feel free to reach out if you're interested in any of our educational opportunities. I think that is the end. So I once again want to thank our wonderful sponsors of the 24-hour playwriting contest. We couldn't do it without support from the City of Barrie themselves, Culture Days, which is a federal and provincial sponsor, and of course Trillium, which has been funding our educational programming over the past few years. So thank you once again for folks who are joining us at home and folks who are joining us here. New plays need an audience, so thank you all so much for joining us. And that's it from me. Enjoy the rest of your afternoons.